Okay, we're out in the arena at EOS. Miranda is up on Mac, and she's got trusty helpers with her. Typically, there is a horse leader and 2 side walkers and an instructor. In this case, Ashley is instructing, and the instructor bases what they're doing on what the rider needs and what the horse is capable of. And Max says, "What do you mean you're taking pictures of me? I'm not sure I like that."
Camera shy.
Camera shy. Silly, silly horse. That's Ashley instructing.
He does a little bit better, Miranda, when he stops. If you direct him one certain way, that'll get him going a little bit.
Instructions to the rider include things like controlling the horse, the rider's posture, and the effect it has on the ride. Riding works sets of muscles that almost nothing else does. Improvement in balance, social skills, cooperation, and the feeling that, yeah, I'm taller than everybody else, which for some of these folks doesn't happen often. And that I can control what happens, which is very important to most of us humans. She's taking him over to logs. And this is Debbie Smith,
Hello,
whom I've known for quite a long time
welcome to EOS.
and is absolutely one of my heroes.
Thank you, MJ.
She's an amazing gal, and I am more than delighted to be in a position to share her with you. Let's go up and sit on the park bench.
Absolutely.
We have sort of a park bench out here, and I still refer to EOS as a we, even though I'm not active out here at this time.
But you're still a part of EOS, for sure.
Yeah, I feel that way.
Your family.
It's really neat to come to a place and feel like you're coming home, and that's how I always feel when I'm out here.
It's one of the great things about EOS. We tell everyone that you are now part of a huge family.
Yep, and it's a marvelous family. It's leaving everybody feeling hugged kind of family. And here's what passes for a park bench here at EOS. This is where riders and their families wait to get mounted and get helmeted and all that good stuff. And the light is really bad this way because I've got too much bright coming that way.
Let's stand over here.
Well, no, what I want to do is go in the office.
Oh, okay.
See, now
We can
we're
do
fighting
that.
already. Look at that.
We can do that.
No, I just had all
Yep.
the light from
Yep,
outdoors.
sure.
And you weren't going to be able to see you. This is a little kitchenette, office, and restroom. They're necessary. These folks are out here, the volunteers are out here for many hours at a time. And in fact, frequently take 2 or 3 meals out here in any given day. All right. How did this happen?
EOS is a creation due to my years of experience with giving private riding lessons, training horses. When I went to high school, my goal was to graduate, be able to work with horses, be able to work with children. It was my love and my passion. When I graduated high school, I went to work for a standardbred breeding farm right outside of Bloomsburg. It was owned by UC Steele. He was a huge standardbred breeder in the East Coast and was famous for his production of great racehorses. My job was to, number one, be a farm laborer during the spring, feed the weanlings, the yearlings, get them prepped for sale. And then over the springtime, when mares started to foal, my primarily job was to be able to help foal the babies out. So I would be there all night long, and when a mare would start to foal to have her baby, then I would assist if needed. And
So you're kind of a midwife for horses.
Exactly,
Yeah.
midwife for horses. And one night on a full moon week, I had a couple of deliveries and was pulling a foal that was backwards and slipped off of the front legs. They're very wet and slippery, and went back and actually hit my back on the wood wall in the stall and I couldn't walk. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything. Was taken to the hospital and had extensive back injuries. Went through a year of intense therapy and injections and still wasn't able to use my one leg very well. So I was sent to Williamsport to a famous neurosurgeon, and he actually did a repair on my back, and within a week's time I was walking. So
Wow.
I wanted to be able to do something for children with special needs that were going through the same types of intense therapy that I went through. Horses were my life, and like I love doing what I was doing with the kids and 4-H members, and I wanted to be able to continue doing that. So in essence, I pulled in Debbie Reifendeifer, who was a mom and my best friend of a little girl that was in my 4-H club, and we started doing our special sessions with riders for absolutely no pay. We did not charge any of the families that came. We started with 7 riders and my daughter's show pony. A lot of the 4-H kids would come out and help, and that was the beginning of EOS. I went to...
How long ago was that?
That's 26 years ago.
Wow.
Yes. We started a Special Olympics program to begin with, and it was teaching everybody the equestrian skills of horseback riding. And they would do different routines and learning to steer their horse and do a cloverleaf pattern and a figure-8 pattern and woes and walk-ons and basic equestrian skills. And then we had therapists come out and become involved, and we started doing more of a therapy program where we would combine the equestrian skills with PT skills, have them working on their fine motor skills by reaching out, grabbing a ring, putting it on even reaching up and putting it over the horse's ear, or reaching behind and putting it near their tail. So we incorporated exercise with the equestrian skills, and then incorporated educational skills and social skills. So now we encompass all of that, and all of the activities that you see in the arena are to be able to make those fine motor skills, to be able to talk to the instructors, the volunteers who come every week. They're gifts from God to us, like our horses. The volunteers will come out, assist by walking alongside. They're their safety angel. They're help them with activities like holding the ring or reaching out. Some may need to keep an arm over the rider's leg just as a little extra support, depending on the rider's special need. And they're interacting with the volunteers. The instructor is giving instruction for the whole lesson. So they're focusing on, we're going to ask the horse to walk, we're going to go around the ring, we're going to reach out, and we're going to pick up 6 rings. Those rings are all different colors, so they're recognizing their colors. They're recognizing shapes, sizes, textures. A lot of children with autism do not like to touch different feely things, so we have all different types of rubber balls, Velcro balls that we can throw and do catch on a mitt. The children will throw footballs of different sizes and textures. They'll play basketball while on the horse. So any type of a game or an activity that's giving them an exercise, and along with that, they're learning their social skills. Who goes first? Ladies always go first. And it's please, and it's thank you, and reaching down, praising the horse, rubbing the horse and telling him he did a good job. And it all comes together, and it is a total package that creates a fun activity for a rider with special needs, and that's what makes EOS so special.
Yay.
Yes, we have friendships that have now grown. This is now a nonprofit organization. For the last 25 years, we are a 501c3. We, because of growing so much over the 25 years, we went from 7 riders to 20 riders to 40 to 60 to 80. Now we're serving over 100 riders. For 7 years, we had a small budget. We all were volunteers. Then after 7 years, we grew to the point thanks to MJ, we actually started raising enough money to be able to be compensated. So we have 4 paid staff members. Then we have volunteers from the community that come and help with our Safety Angel project.
Right.
Our budget now is $254,000. We now have 14 horses for our program. We have grown to serve over 105 riders total with our veterans program. We've now started serving veterans in the area. We started with 5 homeless veterans from the Orangeville Manor, and now we're up to 10. So that's grown just in 2 years. It's an activity that they absolutely love. It builds their self-esteem. They get to ride with the other veterans. They've learned all the psychology skills of the horse. We did join-up sessions in the round pen and taught them, how the horse communicates and what do you look for with their mannerisms, and, listen to what that horse is telling them as a person and as a rider, gaining the respect between the animal and the human. And unlike other programs, a lot of the veteran programs do not allow the riders to ride. But to me, that is the ultimate goal. They've learned the psychology and everything that goes into it, so why not, they should be allowed to ride. So we have complete medical history on everyone that rides here. We have a referral from a doctor, a PT, an OT, a teacher in the school system. So it's a very healthy, protected environment that they are coming to have a fun activity.
I've been fortunate to observe that activity, and it's marvelous. I mean, guys who have had fairly unfortunate lives and sad circumstances light up when they get here, and that is so worth it. It is absolutely worth it. What kind of horse do you use? Can you use just any horse?
No, unfortunately, that's something that we really, really have to work hard on, educating community and educating other horse people, because you have people call and say, oh, I have this mare that she's blind in one eye and I can't ride her anymore, but we'll donate it to the program. So we cannot use that horse because they have to be able to see what we're doing. They have to be able to know what's coming at them. The horses must be sound. They cannot have anything that's going to let them stumble. So the farrier comes every 6 weeks, resets front shoes. If we do have a horse that comes in with navicular disease or an issue that is usable at a walk but cannot be ridden hard, we accommodate them. But all of our horses are serviceably sound. They must be able to see. And the big thing is, I always tell all horse people, our horses do things that a normal horse never has to do in their life. So they have to be able to stand quietly. They have to be able to have balls thrown around them. They have to be able to have balls rolled underneath their legs. The riders may drop something and it falls. So they have to be able to accommodate, all the different things that are coming at them.
Right, right. What do you see as the future?
What do I see as the future? I'm 64 years old, and my body has been through a lot over the years, but what happens is we have younger people that are in training that are coming into EOS. Debbie and I are both 64. Denise is also an instructor that's been with us for 24 years. She's 10 years younger than we are, so we now have 2 young ladies in their 20s that are going to be growing into the role of executive director and instructors for the program.
Great.
So we're continually sending them for continuing hours of education. We have to have continuing hours of education every year. So we're getting younger people to come into these positions, so when something happens to me, they can continue EOS and make my dream continue for the future.
Excellent. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. The only thing we didn't